The Last Laugh. You remember the last time we talked about this book, we were focusing on character and characterization, but I still feel like I have to go back to Act 1 and talk about Scene 1. Somebody urged me to do so, so I feel like I should actually listen to the demands of the clients because they are the people who make me thrive in this world. Yeah, so the book is The Last Laugh. It's a very appetizing one. When you look at the color, the choice of white and blue, it makes it quite interesting. When you look at the picture on the cover, it is also very appetizing. At the back, we have some notes or the blurb from the author, and we are told that it's a play set in a society divided by class of injustice. It is a story of oppression, rebellion, and redemption. And the story is based on the family conflict, and therefore the creative aspect of strong human spirit is used to evaluate the aspects of life. Now let's come to Act 1, Scene 1. And of course, being junior secondary, I can't go into a lot of details. I'll just focus on maybe a scene so that I don't tire you. Now let's open with you as the book starts Act 1. I hope you see very clearly that it's early in the morning. That is the setting. And we have an old rusty trailer that is being used as a health facility. So this is the setting, the rusty trailer that is being used as a health facility. Now we are seeing patients queuing and they're waiting for a doctor to see them. Now we have an individual known as Mariko. Mariko walks past the queue and goes right into the line. And so we see others complaining that he should go at the back. Now why did they start with this? They are trying to show us how people violate rules, right? Yeah. Now, remember Mariko is one of the people who is self-chosen and defends the workers. Now, why did he have to go to the front? I think the author purposed us to have this man coming so that we can realize him as the person who is actually for the workers. Now, we see that we have an old man on the queue and he's actually coughing all the time. So sometimes he covers his mouth, but he's reading a newspaper. Now this one is an aspect to show us the challenges that the workers in this farm experience. Now we start with Mariko talking to the old man who is coughing, and the old man just ignores him. Yeah. Now there are tough times, and there is a siege with a bad cold affecting this old man. Now Mariko laughs at this, and then the old man just says that you don't have to joke with a sick man. Now we proceed on to the next page too, and we see that we have a doctor. Yeah, the doctor is making fun of the patients who have come. As you look at page 2, you realize he's telling the patients, you are here so early. Yeah, and where did my chair go? So he's more worried about the chair, and there's a lot of silence. Now, immediately as he wants to sit, we see a woman running from outside, and he carries a baby, a small baby that is very skinny, and the lips are chapped. When you see this, what do you think about this child? What is the child ailing from? It's possible that the child is ailing from a disease that is related to how the eating, habits. So it is possibly something that can be not solved by the doctor. Now, we look further and we see the woman pleading with the doctor to help, yeah, because the stomach of the baby has swollen. Now, from the little nutrition knowledge you have, what disease do you think this child is ailing from? Is it kwashiorkor or marasmus? I hope you understand whichever problem the kid is ailing from. Now we later see the doctor. The doctor looks at the child, but then he says that the child just needs proper food. Yeah, that is fats, vitamins, and proteins, a balanced diet. So you actually understand the disease from which this baby is ailing from. Now Mariko runs to the middle of the queue where he had stopped at the old man's place. Then he just begins to address the doctor. He's telling the doctor to help the child. For heaven's sake, that is his sector. Now, the doctor talks about ability, he says that his duty is not to offer food. Now, Mariko, reminds him that he's very close to Orwa. Remember, Orwa is the main owner of the farm. And he tells him that he has that ability to save the child because he can talk to Orwa on how to ensure that the workers are getting better pay. And then from there, they can feed their families in a better way. Now, the doctor tries to disapprove Mariko, and Mariko insists that balanced diet comes with good salary, and they're not getting that. So the doctor is challenged and is asking Mariko why he's talking over him. Now, Mariko insists that the doctor should just help, yeah? And the doctor begins to kind of shout. He's irritated. Now, Mariko is apologizing a little bit, but he says in really situations that the cause of the child's disease is the lack of provision that Orwa as the employer has caused. Now, when we go further to page 4, what do we see? We see that now we have all these complaints from Mariko. Mariko is talking about the aspect of laziness that they have been blamed for. And he's saying that they lack resources. It's not like they are lazy. And because they are lacking resources, that makes them poor. And that's why they have a sickening life, a life that has become so hard to resolve. Yeah, so may I ask you, from where you come from, do you face challenges that are caused by maybe the places you work, especially if the salary is little? Can your father afford proper food for you? Now, at the end of the day, we see the workers are singing from a distance. These are not the possible workers that were queuing around the hospital. They might be different ones. So they come along singing. Now, the voice of the workers can be heard, and they are talking, they are referring to the Bible. They are singing the song, I'll answer when he calls me. I'll answer when he calls me. I'll answer, I will answer to the call of my comrade. So they are changing the biblical song and using it to sing justice for themselves, right? So that's about 1 to 5 pages. And I think when you go deeper into this text, then you can understand why the book starts that way. Now I'll proceed to scene 2 because the one scene was very short, so that at the end of the day we've covered the 2 scenes of the first act. Now when we move to scene 2, which runs from page 5 to 9, yeah, the author tells us that it's in the afternoon. Remember, the first scene was in the morning, now this one is in the afternoon, and it's happening at the field in the small compound of the health facility. If they ask you any question to do with setting, then talk about afternoon and tell them that it is in a field in a small compound of the health facility. Now again, we see Mariko leading in a song with the workers. The same song that was sung at the end of scene 1 continues. So here again, when he calls me, I will answer. When he calls me, I will answer. When he calls me, I will answer. I will answer to the call of my comrades. Yeah. Now, Mariko continues and addresses the workers, asking who the poor people are and why they are poor. You know, he reminds the workers that they have, the farm produces 250 liters of milk, but they don't get it. That they also work 100 orange trees, but they never get the fruits. They never taste it. So that's why the children are dying of malnutrition, and they are always fed on rotten maize and beans in the entire year. Of course, that would lead to that. So he reminds them that they are experiencing slavery, so they need to consider, solving this problem. Now the workers sing in unison and they agree that indeed they have to solve their problem. Now Mariko says that Orwa's farm, has never been poor, but the blessings they bring from their work has never been rewarded, So they talk about the cheating that they have encountered in the hands of Orwa, and they have been made to believe they are poor when they are not. So he says that they simply need proper food and medicine and shelter probably. Yeah, that they also need to be served, and not by God actually, but Orwa, the employer. Now, Kola talks aside. Yeah, do you know who Kola is? Yeah, so Kola talks aside, um, looking at the workers and wondering why they are toiling, yet they have so many problems. Mariko tells Kola to call the brother Oka. Yeah, so Kola is the daughter to Orwa. Then we have now Oka, who has to be called the son to Orwa, the second or younger son. Now Kola goes immediately and calls the brother. Now Oka comes and sees the trouble in which the workers are encountering. Now Kola says that they should go watch for themselves. So when Oka arrives, he looks at the conditions of the workers and he's surprised. He doesn't understand why his father has left the workers in this situation. Now Mariko explains everything to Oka, how they are suffering, the fact that they can't sleep or eat well, the fact that they don't have money, and therefore they need it. Yeah? Mariko points at the old man who is sick as a result of being in a cold house that leaks every day, and they don't have clean water to add on that. Now Oka is not believing what he's hearing from Mariko. So Mariko says that Orwa actually knows why they are suffering, but is not interested. Kola tells the brother, yeah, that at 8 years, at 8 years, the reason why this old man is suffering is the leaking roof, as the old woman has just explained. So at the end of the day, we see that Oka and Kola decide that they need to free the workers, yeah, because the old man says that the only hope he has is the African curse that he will have to administer on Orwa. And once he does that, then the father will not maintain the cars, the tractors and machines that he has had. Because even with petrol, the workers will not be available. And that God cannot allow them to be created and suffer. So we see Oka saying that they should not plan to curse the father. Instead, they should let the family stand. And the only way out is to ensure that they release the people, because that is actually what they want. So Oka and Kola give freedom to the workers, and as they walk out, they are singing songs to show that they have actually been suffering in this land. And they sing the song in Kiswahili, that is shughuli shughuli kwa mzee ni mateso o, shughuli kwa mzee ni mateso o, shughuli kwa mzee ni mateso o, kwa mzee o. So they sing as they live, and they are so happy that they are finally free. So that is Act 1 for you, for the last laugh. I hope you'll go read the book again and compare the notes with what I've shared with you. And I really thank you, those who came live, because we are doing a live lesson today with you. So continue watching this, and if you have questions to do with the synopsis, feel free to ask. I already did character and characterization. Follow me on YouTube, Edutainment for Us, and you'll actually see what I do. And in case you have questions, you are free to ask. I really appreciate for those of you having likes, sharing my videos, and following what I do. We also have a physical guidebook on the same book. In case you need it delivered to you, feel free to call, and then it will be delivered. Thank you. Have a nice day.